It's time to talk about something super duper, okay? Super duper important, journaling for discipline. So, you may have heard it kind of said before. Well, actually, you probably haven't heard it because nobody talks about discipline. All anyone talks about is following your rules. That's what you've heard over and over again. Oh, you have to follow your rules. You have to learn to follow your rules. How do you follow your rules? How do you get to the point where you can take one of your rules and follow them? I'm sure that most of you as traders out there, you've thought, at least once before, God, if I could just follow my rules, I would be okay. If I could just follow my rules, I'd already be profitable. So here's the thing, okay, and I had to learn this the hard way on my own in the trenches, is that when it comes to following your rules, how do you follow your rules? You have to develop discipline, okay? Because discipline puts a wall or a barrier around all of the things that we generally want to do as traders, but we shouldn't do. We want to jump into a trade. We don't want to miss out on a trade. We want to take money back from the market. We want to take a back-to-back trade. All those things, we have to have a barrier put into place that allows us to say, you know what? I'm not a robot. I feel emotions. I'm human. That's wonderful. It's amazing. It's fantastic. But I'm not going to bring those into the trading world. So, how do I take away the feeling of losing a trade and going, oh shit, oh, here it goes. Now it's going. And how can I refrain from jumping on that trade and possibly making a bad decision where it's just going to come and stop me out again? Or how about, fear of missing out? How about, I'm afraid I'm going to miss out? Or how about revenge trading? Oh, I'm afraid that I'm sorry, not afraid. The market took money from me. Now I'm pissed. I was right about that move. I just didn't have the timing on it. I'm going to get my money back, okay? I've still got risk I can put down. I'm going to get my money back plus a little bit for my pain and suffering. How do we deal with that, okay? Because we're not going to just make those things go away. Now, yes, definitely I get much, much less upset at losses. Now it's just like, it is what it is. Like, it's fine, okay? It's totally fine. But those aren't going to disappear for you right off the bat. You're not just going to be like, okay, I woke up on the right side of the bed today. Now losses are just no problem for me to deal with. What we need to do is build discipline. How do you build discipline? Well, you do it in two ways, okay? Number one, you follow your rules for a short amounts of time is completely fine, but you have to follow your rules for bursts, okay? You have to get into the habit of following them for bursts. Now, at first, you're probably not going to follow them all to a T right off the bat, but what I'm going to help you do is build discipline. So over time that compounds and you get to the point where you just don't even break rules anymore. It's just not even part of your nature. The other thing that we're going to do to get you there is review your trades, okay? How do we build these short bursts of following your rules? Well, the more you document and review your trades, it's not only going to help you become a better trader, it's not only going to help you discover things that no one, and I mean no one, can help you discover except for you reviewing your own trades, and putting these little pieces together over time about different management strategies and your executions and all this little stuff that you will learn that'll make a big difference in your trading. But reviewing your trades is also going to help kind of build a track record of you keeping your rules, because you're going to be able to see those trades that are like, what? Why did I even take this? I shouldn't have even been in this trade. This doesn't even make sense. Or, oh, wow, my execution was way too early on this. Wow, I was too late in this one. Oh, wow, I shouldn't have used this management system in this one. But instead of managing it like I should have, I just let the trade go. And you're going to start to see these things that are going to build accountability inside of you. And what we're after here is to build a track record of you showing discipline, okay? And it's okay. It doesn't have to be done, it's not like an overnight thing. This is something that we work on. We become better traders over time, okay? So this is what we're going to do. You are going to review every single trade that you take, okay? It doesn't matter if it was a good trade, a bad trade, a trade that you should have been in, but and but it didn't work out, a trade that you shouldn't have been in, but it did end up working out. It doesn't matter, okay? Every single trade that you execute, you're going to be using this process. So for you guys that are over traders and you guys take like 18 to 20 trades a day and stuff, this is completely going to nip that in the bud. That's just, it's very, very difficult to do that and go through this process, okay? So you're going to be taking pictures, okay? You're going to take a picture on the 10 to 15 minute, and this is how you're going to do it. You're going to come up to your trading view, click the little camera, you're going to copy chart image, and then you're going to put that chart image in a Google document, okay? And so you're going to make sure if you're taking an order block trade, you're grabbing the 10 minute and showing the order block. If you're taking a support resistance, you're grabbing the 15 minute and showing your level. Then you're going to take a picture of your entry. So let's just go with this trade right here. So I take a picture of the 10 minute right here, and then I would take a picture of my entry on the 1 minute. So this represents my order block that I've mapped out. So now you've got the entry right there. And then it would just be support and resistance entry on the 1 minute. Then take a picture of the exit on the 1 minute, okay? So in this case, this right here, because price comes down to here, that would be the exit on the 1 minute. So that is what I want you to do, okay? Every single time you're going to do that. Now, I guess you don't really have to take a picture of your exit if it's separate from your entry, but I want to be able to see and I want you to be able to see the entry. So if you have a really long trade like this, you can blow it up to something like this, and then for your exit, you can minimize it a little bit so that we can see, did this exit? Did this go off the rails somewhere else? And then also, I want you to take a picture, if it's not already in the picture of this original one, I want you to show what you were targeting, okay? I want you to show in the picture what you're targeting. So let's break it down, and this will make more sense once I actually throw it up on the chart. So okay, I got my 10 minute order block here. Okay, copy chart image. I'm going to post that on, space. Okay, I've got my, this was actually on the 15, but we'll just pretend. Let's see, was it on the 15? I think it was, but we'll just say it was on the 10. Okay, anyways, fine. I'm just blowing it up so that we can see. Okay, so I've got price come back and it's touch. And you're not going to have to do this for every trade that you're watching. You're just going to do it for the trades that you take. Okay. All right, now we'll do the target. So was targeting this. Go ahead and throw that in there. And there was, actually, let me get that so it looks good. There's my entry. Boom. Okay. Now, a few notes that I can say on this trade. I can say used manual execution for both trades. Totally fucked up the first trade, which was a stop out. Stop out by not placing the stop loss above the 1 minute refined order block. Okay. And then you can go here and you can see, oh yeah, if I would have put my stop loss above the actual order block, then there's a good chance I would have been okay. Not for sure, but I would have had at least a fighting chance. Then I can say, you know, targeted a 15-minute low. And that's about it for that one. Okay, so I'm taking a weakness here. Hey man, I totally messed over, that first trade. Targeted a 15-minute low on the second entry. With stop loss above order block. Okay. So now what we have here is we have a journal entry that has just happened. Okay. We have a journal entry. So it shows the order block that we were looking at. It shows when price has tapped into the order block, it's moved away, and we can see that structure has been broken. Okay, that's what we're after here. Hey, how much structure has been broken? Let me go ahead and now I can review that. Was it enough? And then we have got the area where we're targeting with our profit target. And then we've got our entry right here where we actually executed the trade. Okay, so what is this? This is 4 screenshots. Sometimes you'll just have 3 if you're doing support and resistance. Actually, let's just go ahead and do support resistance. We can go ahead and do this again. Let's see, I think there's... Let's go to the 15. I kind of want to do a trade that I've taken recently. Go to Euro. There is a trade that I want to use. I'm just not I'm not finding it right off the bat here. Maybe it was pound. Okay, well, at any rate, we'll just use this one, okay? Okie dokie, so we'll use this one. So right here we have our break and our retest. So yeah. We'll keep this here. Okay. So we've got this on the 15-minute. Okay. Now we have got the 1 minute. And keep in mind, again, with this, it already shows, this trade's small enough on the screen, it just shows what we're targeting right here. So we're just going to drop down to the 1 minute. And we are going to show our valid entry right here. Let's make it big enough so that, it can be seen nicely and we don't have to squint or anything. Okay. And with this trade, that is it. That is it. Because with this one, we need to show a little bit more, right? We need to show the order block. And again, if it's not, I kind of did this one in pieces so you can see it, but technically, you don't have to go back and use the replay tool if you don't want to. So we've got our 10-minute order block, as long as we can identify everything. We got our 10-minute order block. We have got it being tapped in a break of structure. We understand through our screenshots, okay, hey, yeah, I can see where I'm targeting. And then we've got the actual entry that was taken to execute the trade. Here, we've got our key area. Prices come down to it. We've dropped down for the validation. Now we're looking at the 1 minute. We can see our valid engulfing candlestick pattern right there. So now, notes about this trade. This trade lined up with the a 618 confluence. And had a let's actually look at the entry on this trade. Okay. And had an engulfing candlestick pattern. And you know, if it's picture perfect, we can say, hey, it's picture perfect. If it's not, then we can say it had an okay engulfing candlestick pattern. I chose to be a little bit more aggressive and enter the trade. Was targeting a recent 15-minute high. Now, I'm not saying you got to write a book on this stuff or you know, anything like that. Just make some notes that make sense to you. That you know, for instance, I hold this trade all the way up, but you could say say the form of management that you employed. Okay, so went to stop loss at, you know, 1 to 2, yada yada, that sort of a thing. Okay, there needs to be some details in there, because over time what you're going to do is you're going to put these together and you're going to notice things. You're going to notice, you know what, when the 200 runs through my entry pattern at a key area, I find those trades work out really, really well for me. Like most of them hit take profit. I really like it. Hey, you know what, when I find that at a key area, when I take a momentum reversal, I find that more of my trades are successful when I wait for a double bottom and then a second point of entry being the momentum reversal instead of it on its own. Okay, I'm just giving you some ideas here so that you can start kind of putting these things together and understand that this is going to be huge. Okay, this is going to be gigantic for you. Like, this is going to change the way you trade. It's going to change the way you execute trades. It's going to change how many trades you take. It's going to be phenomenal. Okay, you're going to learn things about your trading that no one can teach you about your trading but yourself. So, or no one can teach you about your trading but your trading. So with this, what I want to point out right here is that through this process, okay, you're going to land, a lot of you are most likely going to land on trades that you're like, I shouldn't have taken this trade. And I want you to post pictures of that trade and then say things about it. Say, hey, I shouldn't have taken this trade because of, you know, A, B, and C. Why did I do it? Because I was antsy. Because I saw something on the chart that wasn't really there, because I was putting a bunch of stock into this indicator when I should have been just looking at price action, because I didn't have my key level mapped out clearly and cleanly. I was trying to make something work instead. You know, because I was trying to force something, because I had just come off of a losing trade and I took a back-to-back trade, which I should have never gotten, but I really, really felt that the price was going to strongly move away and I got into the trade without valid entry. Okay, you're going to be honest with this. You're not going to play the whole game of like, well, I'm going to justify a reason why I took this trade or that trade. You're just going to tell the truth about it, okay? If it doesn't make any sense, it's completely fine. Because if it didn't make sense and you try to make something up and you're like, well, you know, it might have not made sense in the beginning when I actually took this trade, but now I can see. Let me see a reason for it. It's at a key area. You don't try to make shit up like that, because when you come back to review your trading journal, just all this is, a trading journal is just you being honest with yourself. That's it. Then you're not going to get accurate results, okay? You want the results to be accurate. If you're taking a bunch of trades that are like just based out of thin air, you need to know that, or else you're not going to be able to change. If you have this persona of, you know, hey, you know, I'm better than that. I don't, you know, that wasn't a one-off trade, and you try to justify it, sort of thing, you're not going to progress. You're not going to get to the next level in your trading, dude. You need to be completely vulnerable. You need to drop the ego at the door, and really, really come to learn about yourself and your own trading, bro. None of us are comparing ourselves with you or with anybody else. I'm not comparing myself to you. You're not comparing yourself to me. It doesn't matter. We're all here to make money, have a good time, learn about how we can better execute our trades and manage our trades. And honestly, what works better for us personally. Like, this is the whole thing. You're going to find things in your trading here. They aren't going to work for Joe Schmo down the street, okay? They're not going to work for me. They're going to be personal to you. Yeah, we're all trading relatively similar and in a similar way. That's why we can come together and talk about our trades and all that stuff and understand what we're talking about. But, you're going to find your own way to manage. You're going to pick your style. You're going to do all of that stuff, okay? So, you're going to layer confluence differently than the trader next to you, all of that good stuff. And this is how you're going to find it out. So by doing this, you're going to build your discipline because you're going to be reviewing your trades, and you're going to have these streaks where you go like, man, I haven't broken any of my rules. I haven't gotten into any trades impulsively. I'm on a streak right now. It feels amazing. And then eventually you're going to build that up to where you get to the point, after like, oh shit, I shouldn't have gotten in this trade, I've documented it in my journal, or hey, this happened, and you know what, at this point, I really thought I was going to be more aware of it, but you know what, it's a mistake, it happened. And then you're just going to build that track record until you get to the point where you're like, man, I don't break my rules. I just take the same setups that work for me over and over and over again. And so that is what we are after. Okay, that is the whole reason why we're doing this. So you're going to take your pictures of the 10-minute, make sure that you're showing that order block. You're going to take pictures of when, take pictures of price tapping the OB, okay? And then especially do this to where if you're going to post somewhere where you're going to have somebody else look at your trade, it will be easier for them to tell you, okay, yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about, instead of this whole, chart mystery. We're just going to describe it in words, sort of a thing, which can be very hard. Take a picture of the entry on the 1 minute. Remember, show the break of structure if you're doing an order block. And then take pictures of the exit on the 1 minute. If we're, this should actually say take pictures of your profit target. Okay, that's what we're really after, is the profit target. Make sure that it shows that 15-minute low, it shows the 1 minute low, whatever. As long as it's in the picture, there doesn't have to be a certain amount of pictures going on. As you can see here, one has 4, one has 2. We just need to show everything that is actually meaningful, that actually means something. If you took profit off, describe where you took profit off. Hey, I took profit off at halfway up. I took half the trade off at halfway up, and then put the stop loss and break even, and I let the rest run to TP. And then you can say personal things as well. I'm just going to make this up here, but in previous trades, hey, I used the walk away method for this trade. Because I've been exiting my trades early, and it seemed to work really well. I couldn't stop checking on the trade out of anxiety or whatever it may be. So I went to take a shit and watch TV. Okay, it's as easy as that. And dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna learn stuff about yourself over time. Okay, you're not gonna have this journal and be like, all my trading like I'm God level, trading status, or that doesn't even matter. It's just you're not going to be where you want to be at the end of your trading journey by doing this for 2 days or 3 days or something like that. But over the weeks and over the months, man, you're going to start to put stuff together and see what works. And if you've never journaled your trades before, holy shit, this is going to be life changing for you. Okay, it's going to be ridiculous. You're going to get insights into which sessions you like to trade and work better with your lifestyle. Like, check this out. Put this trade on in New York, and then you will look over time and see, what, New York trades don't really work out for me that well because I got this other obligation. I got to be out during the morning time and do this and that for my other business. Or you'll find a management style, hey, I've been trying out this management style for New York trades because I'm really busy. I don't have time to sit in front of the screen for this and that. And so this management style has been working really, really well. I just need to fine tune this. You will put those pieces together over time. Man, that's why this is so important. So now you need to do this regardless. This is something that you need to commit to do. This is going to be a big part of your trading. There's no longer are the days where we pull open the MT4, we execute a trade, and then we never revisit it again, okay? This is the time where we're going to take accountability and responsibility for what's going on. So, review your trades. This is how we're going to build discipline. This is how we're going to build a track record of consistency. And this is how we are going to learn about how we can make our trading better, what works for us, what we can change, where we went wrong. Weaknesses are going to be exploited in this that you can identify. Man, when you see a weakness, that's not like oh crap, I have to deal with this. This is dude, you have just found a weakness. Holy crap, now you can work on that. Now, even if you don't you're like, oh, I worked on it and that isn't a weakness anymore. Just being aware of the weakness is so huge. Like one of mine is impatience. I want to be in a trade, okay? I want to be in a trade. I don't want to be sitting in front of the screen. I don't want to be waiting for things to happen. And you know what? Just the fact that I know that about myself and I've accepted it and not been like, oh yeah, I don't have any weaknesses. Just that alone helps me so much in my trading. I have times where I'm like, you know what? I know what kind of trader I am. I know my weaknesses. I need to get up and walk away and get out of here. Okay, so that is what this is going to do for you. So go ahead and open a Google Doc up. You can just go to your email, go to Google Docs. Then if you need a new one, you can always just go to New, File, New, and just create a new document. And literally, it is as simple as this. Go ahead and one thing, it should say... Okay, so if you're going back and reviewing trades, like maybe you took trades yesterday and you didn't have time to pop them into your journal or something, I want you to make sure that you have the dates on those trades, okay? So it will show you in your in your trading view, it'll put a date on there, but I'm pretty sure it just puts like the day's date that you take the actual screen capture. So like on this trade, for instance, this trade was executed on June 1st, okay? So here I would just put... June 1st, okay? Because you want to have a reference point for each trade that you put on. And I also don't want you going, I don't want you going like 3 days and then you're like, oh shit, I haven't journaled. No, this is a daily thing. This is like after your trade closes, okay? Win, lose, take profit, partials, doesn't matter. You're doing your update, okay? That's fine if it's at the end of the day or something like that. But I really don't even want you going into a new trading day without journaling because number one, you're missing out on a chance to build the discipline. And number two, you may learn something about your trading before that next trading day comes. So really make the commitment to do that. This is one of the most gigantic things of importance in this entire course. So please take this shit seriously. And I think that's about it.